Hare Krishna, Namaste. Welcome to our Gita study session. We are in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and this chapter is titled Gnana Vijnana Yoga. Gnana means knowledge, Vijnana means superior knowledge or realized knowledge about Supreme Lord Krishna himself. Why we should know about the Lord? So this chapter is coming from the Bhakti Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita. For a person to attain bhakti or devotion or love towards the Lord, one has to know all the greatness and glories of the Lord. More we know the greatness and glories of the Lord, more we will develop attraction towards the Lord and take up the path of Bhakti Yoga. One can take up the path of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is a means one can take up to attain Supreme Lord. Krishna in previous chapters has taught Karma Yoga, path of selfless action. One has to work for the pleasure of the Lord as a service to the Lord. So by such actions, our mind is purified, consciousness is purified. With that purification of mind, one can take the path of Ashtanga Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga requires one has to sit and meditate on himself, on Atma for hours, hours, days, years, or lifetimes. So it's a longer process. It takes many lifetimes to attain self-realization through the process of Ashtanga Yoga. So looking at Arjuna, and for all of us in this age of Kali Yuga, Krishna had taught the Bhakti Yoga. From the 7th chapter to 12th chapter, Krishna just talks about himself, how great he is. He boasts about himself. For a mumukshu, a person who is requiring to attain liberation, if a person is interested in liberation or attaining the Supreme Lord, he can take up the path of Bhakti Yoga, which is Susukam Kartumavyayam. Krishna says that is easy to understand, easy to learn, easy to practice, easy to attain perfection. And Krishna says Bhaktyamam Abhijanati in later chapters that Bhakti is like a way to attain the Supreme Lord. In other words, by bhakti only one can gain knowledge about the Supreme Lord or one can attain the Supreme Lord. Just like if I need to go to a country, I need to have visa. Without visa, I'm not allowed to enter. So without bhakti or devotion, one is not allowed to enter into the realm of Supreme Lord. So Krishna talks about himself in these 7th to 12 chapters. So I'll just talk about what we have covered so far in the previous sessions, and I'll get into this section from 20 to 25. And most likely in one more session, we'll be completing this chapter and we will move on to 8th chapter, another beautiful chapter. So in the beginning this chapter, Krishna says, I'm going to tell you the most important confidential knowledge. Here attentively, Arjuna. Where Krishna talks about himself, all the cosmic existence, earth, water, fire, air, ether, and the entire universe, whatever we see in this material world, which doesn't have a life, Achit Tattva, which doesn't have a life. Krishna says it emanated from the Supreme Lord. Just like cow milk emanated from the cow, it is still different from the cow, but it belongs to the cow. Right? So entire cosmic existence emanated from the Supreme Lord. It belongs to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna further says there is a superior element other than this Jada Tattva in this world. There is a superior element that is the soul. It is just for the soul to survive and sustain in this world, the universe exists. And Krishna also says superior to that, there is another reality that is the Supreme Lord himself, Ishvara. And Krishna says everything rests on Ishvara. All the material things and all the souls, everything rests on Ishvara. And he is a controller, maintainer of everyone and everything. Krishna himself gives the example of a pearl necklace. All the pearls are strung to the thread, just as like how all the pearls are strung to the thread, and it is a thread which is sustaining all these pearls. Similarly, it is the Supreme Lord who is pervaded everyone, in everyone and everywhere. It is because of presence of Supreme Lord, everything exists, everything is functioning, everything rests on the Supreme Lord, and He is sustaining everyone and everything. He is present in everyone, everything. He is all pervaded. One might have a question: if you are all pervaded, Krishna, why can't I see you? Why can't I perceive you? What is that? What is that which is covering my knowledge? Krishna says there is a curtain called Maya. Devi Esha Gunamayi. Right? It belongs to the Lord, which is divine. It's not Shaitan, it's divine material energy, which consists of three modes: mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Based on our habits, based on our lifestyle, based on our actions we did in previous lifetime, it works, it propels us into certain directions. It is not God enforcing, pushing us into these directions. It is because our own habits. The Prakriti is facilitating, just facilitating under the direction of Krishna, according to the nature we are, our habits, our lifestyle, everything. We are pulled and propelled by this Prakriti. So Krishna says it is because of that you are bound into this material world, and your knowledge is also concealed. You cannot experience the Supreme Lord, presence of Supreme Lord, who is present in the light, who is present in the light of the sun, he is present as a heat in the fire, is a taste in water. We cannot perceive that because of this ignorance, or we are covered by this Devi Maya. And Krishna says, Mameva ye prapadyante mayametam tarandetite. It is not impossible to overcome this Maya, but it is little hard. It is hard, but you can overcome. There is a solution, Arjuna. The solution is just surrender unto me. With pure love and devotion, without any selfish motive, just surrender unto me. Then you can overcome this Maya. Maya has no effect on you. You will be in transcendence. You will be in transcendence by the practice of bhakti. Krishna teaches later. And one may have a doubt. Yeah, it is so easy. Everybody can take shelter of Krishna and attain the knowledge about Krishna or attain the Supreme Lord. But there are many people who do not do that. Krishna categorizes two sets of people. So we'll get into that now. So Krishna categorizes two sets of people. One is Dushkritina and one is Sukritina. So left side is Dushkritina and right side is Sukritina. We covered this in previous sessions, so I'll quickly go over. So Dushkritina means a person who has done Papa Karma, impious actions, sinful actions. For such a person, he do not take shelter of the Lord no matter what. No matter what, he doesn't even go to God. And Krishna categorizes and speaks about these four types of people. The first one, it is because of past life sinful actions. So the first one here, Muda. Muda means ignorant. He doesn't have any knowledge, Vedic knowledge. He doesn't have any knowledge, and he's not interested either. Such a person never accepts the Supreme Lord. Naradama, he has some knowledge. He has some knowledge. Yes, there is a Bhagavad Gita like exists. Yes, there is a God. I need to go to temple. He has some knowledge but doesn't show any interest. Krishna calls that person as Naradama, lowest among mankind. He's man, but not even living like a man. Sorry, I'm not saying this. God is saying this. Okay. Maya Pritha Gnana. Other set of people who have the knowledge, but understood in a different way, totally different way. He studied entire Ramayana and concluded Rama is a normal human being. That means he hasn't studied under the proper guidance or from the proper school. And his knowledge is of no use, right? Maya Prita Gnana. He misunderstood everything. So such a person also do not take shelter of the Lord. Considers God to be a normal human being. Or other words, he may also have different conception about the Lord. God doesn't have a form, or God, when God comes, he also gets into karma like us. So totally misunderstand, without proper knowledge. Asuram bhavam ashritaha. This person studied, but he developed enmity towards the Lord. Why would anyone develop enmity towards the Lord? There are people who developed enmity towards the Lord. Hiranyakashipu, Shishupala, Dantavatra, there are many people, right? So in examples, yeah. So they think they themselves are God. Everybody is God, I am God, everybody should worship me, I am so superior, I don't need to go and bend my head unto anyone else. I myself God. So that kind of mentality, asuram bhavam ashrita. So it is because of past life sins, people are like this. Krishna says, I'm not saying. Okay, next category, we covered this. I'm going to quickly go over. Ardha, who is in distress. So Krishna titles this set of category people as Sukritina. They are good people. They have done good karma, good actions. Okay, because of good actions, they are ready. They are taking shelter of the Lord. Who are those people? Who are in distress, who are suffering? Ardha. And Ardhardi, he needs more money. He's not suffering, but he wants more possessions, more money. He wants more children. He doesn't have children. He has one children. He has two children. He wants two children. God give me two children, three children, or God give me that money, this money, possession. So Ardhardi. Krishna says all these categories are good. At least they're coming to me. Krishna glorifies those people. They are good people. But they're coming to me for various reasons. And Jignasu, and this person is inquisitive. Okay, I'm done with this material life. I'm struggling and running behind money or running behind many things. I want to know about the absolute truth. Who am I? Who is God? Why am I taking birth? Why am I going through this suffering? One becomes inquisitive in his life and started learning about the scriptures in the beginning stage. This person also takes shelter of the Lord because he's very much inquisitive. And large person who takes shelter of the Lord, he is gnani, he is knowledgeable, he has studied and is ready. He takes shelter of the Lord and he starts, but he may drop. But he's doing it. So Krishna says the gnani is superior out of all four. Gnani, the person who goes to the Lord without any personal motive, such a person is glorious, Krishna says. Okay, so we'll continue from 19 onwards. I'll ask someone to recite this.
Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudevaha sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Thank you, Prabhu. Some previous verse, Krishna said, the Gnani, a knowledgeable person who has knowledge about scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, who has knowledge about the God, he has taken shelter of the he started worshipping the Lord. He started worshipping the Lord, right? And practicing practitioner devotee. But he could stop and drop, doesn't continue, or he may or may not continue. And there are many people like that. It may take many lifetimes also to fully surrender unto the Supreme Lord. Sharanagati, to take prapatti or Sharanagati, it takes many lifetimes. So that's why Krishna titled this person as Gnanavan. He is superior among those Gnanis. This person took exclusive shelter of the Lord. Krishna, you are my only goal. You are my only means. My entire life is to attain you. Such kind of mentality wouldn't come normally. Krishna, that's why I say it takes many lifetimes. It's not so hard, it's a change of mindset. we could anyone, Prabhupada says, like you just need a couple of seconds to get that mindset. Prabhupada says, is a founder Acharya of ISKCON says, to take Sharanagati or Prapatti, and you just need just couple of seconds. Just it's a change of mindset. This person understands Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Now I know the Krishna who is Supreme Lord, Vasudeva Narayana. Krishna is, he is everything. He is pervaded everywhere. That's why Krishna is called Vasudeva. Vasu means one who is present in everyone and everything, who is all and also pervaded everywhere. And this person also has a complete knowledge that my goal is to attain that Vasudeva. And Krishna says it's a very rare. It's very rare. It takes seconds to attain that, but it's very rare. It's very rare. Okay, life lesson. Dushkritina, we looked at Dushkritina, who do not surrender to God. Whatever it takes, they don't want God in their life. Sukritina, who worships the Lord. Who worships the Lord. They are good people. Krishna also says, they are good. I like them. But a person who comes to me out of pure love is superior. And finally, in this verse, 19th verse, Krishna says, the Mahatmas, the Gnanavans are Mahatmas, the great souls are those who take shelter of the Supreme Lord, considering God as the only means and goal, nothing else in their life. Right? So such a person is called Mahatma. So Mahatma doesn't mean like he renounces the world, he becomes sannyasi, no wife, no children, nothing. No. That is not what Krishna is saying. Anyone can be a Mahatma. Job profile doesn't have to change. It's a mindset has to be changed. That is the thing. Krishna is not talking about changing the job profile. One can continue the job profile and can still be a Mahatma. There are great souls like that. Ambarish Maharaj, he was a great king. He had everything. He was an emperor. He was ruling the entire world that time in different yuga cycles, Satya Yuga. He was emperor, but he was he was a Mahatma. Such a person is Mahatma. He was a Mahatma. He was at that stage. When Durvasa Muni attacked that Ambarish Maharaj, like Lord himself protected him. Okay, so life lesson is, yeah, so it's just a change of mindset. Anyone can be a Mahatma or come to the stage of a Mahatma. So what do we want to be? Choice is ours. Okay, so now we look at other section. We completed the section where Krishna talked about 4 types of people who surrender to him, 4 types of people who do not surrender to him, and who is superior. And there's some people are, it's very rare. It's very rare to take exclusive shelter of the Supreme Lord. It's very rare. So that part we covered. And from now on, Krishna talks about other group of people. They do not go to God directly. They do not go to Krishna directly, but they go to other people, like other resources. They find other ways. They take the shelter of demigods. So who are these demigods? Why do they exist? What is their job? We'll look at it in detail. So I'll ask someone to read this English translation.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, surrender unto demigods, and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady, so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
Thank you, brother.
So,
So we'll see all these things in one shot. And we'll go in detail into this demigod. Who is this demigod? So in 4 verses, Krishna is saying, in contrast to previous verse, it sounds like these people are also, the people who are going to demigods are also Ardhardis, who wants of something. But Krishna said those people are directly going to Vishnu. They are directly going to Lord Vishnu. They are not going to demigods. That's why they are still great, Krishna said. But in this section, Krishna is saying there are certain set of people who do not accept the Supreme Lord, but they go to the demigods to fulfill their desires. Their intelligence, they're not so knowledgeable. I'm not saying they're not so knowledgeable. And because of that lack of knowledge, they'll go to the demigods. They'll do some puja or activities. Right? So there are various demigods. There are 36 million demigods, not 1 or 2, 36 million. So in Vedic system, demigod worship is given. I'll talk about that in next slide, but I'll talk about the connections here first. Okay, so the person who has material desires, they are going to the demigods, they are worshipping the demigods, and demigods are sanctioning the results to them. Right? So certain pujas are there if a person wants a child. So one can do a Putra Kameshti Yajna. Putra Kameshti Yajna. If a person does that yajna, demigods are pleased and demigods grant him the son. If a person needs money, he can do a certain yajna. If a person want to go to heavenly planet, he can do a certain type of yajna. If this person has a lot of enemies, enemies in the olden days, the kings used to have a lot of enemies. If a person has enemies, a king can perform a certain type of yajna. All his enemies will be destroyed. Right? These yajnas, the fire sacrifice, they are so powerful. In previous ages, you don't see it now. So to do that yajna, the performer has to be pure. The mantras has to be chanted in a pure way. The ingredients has to be pure. The person who is performing the yajna has to be pure. Otherwise, it doesn't produce right results. That's why nobody is pure here in this age of Kali Yuga. Nobody is doing this kind of yajnas. There are very rarely people are doing so. Okay. So people are going to demigods, worshipping them and fulfilling their desires. And Krishna 21 says, it is Krishna himself who is propelling towards these demigods. I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to a particular deity. If a person has inclination towards a certain type of puja and sacrifice and going to the demigods, Krishna is saying he's making his faith steady and propelling him towards that demigod. How much God is doing to us. And Krishna is saying, it appears that demigods are sanctioning or fulfilling the desires, but in reality, it is the Lord Vishnu. Yajna book, or is called Yajna book. All the what are the fire sacrifices we do, what are the offerings we do, it finally goes to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu. One may think these demigods are granting the results to us. Krishna here in 22 was declaring that it is he. In reality, it is Lord Vishnu or Krishna himself through the medium of demigod fulfills the desires. And in 23, Krishna is saying, if a person goes to demigod, like, I need a money, I do some yaga, puja, I got my problem solved. But because of my past life, I'll get the problem again. Some other problem will come. Problem A will be C solved, but problem B will come little later. Or it's a never ending. Life after lifetimes, these problems will come. So the job of demigod, Antavat Phalam Kanteya, that's what Krishna is saying in Sanskrit. Krishna says Antavat Phalam Kanteya. The results demigods are giving, those results have a beginning and an end. And an end. They are limited. Their job is to sanction. Whatever we go and ask for, they sanction. I need money, they'll give. If you want $1,000 money, they'll give only $1,000, nothing else. They don't give $1 million because we asked 1,000. No. Whatever you ask, you'll get that. The supreme authority is Lord Vishnu. He sanctions, and through Vishnu, one attains it. And Krishna also says, one more thing. So whatever they're giving, they're temporary. They last, like $1,000 will last for maybe some days. After that, I need more money, right? It has a beginning and an end. The happiness one gets out of these things will be limited. But if a person surrenders to Krishna, takes shelter of Krishna with pure love and devotion, such a person doesn't have to worry about these material things. Krishna will grant us moksha, liberation. So I think I told this story, like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva was a small boy. He goes to the forest in search of, he wants to be he wants to attain a position which is higher than his father. Like he wants to be a great king, and he goes to the forest and meditates, performs Ashtanga yoga. After, because of past life credits, he was able to progress faster, and Lord Vishnu himself appears in front of him. And at that time, Dhruva says, Krishna, I came for broken piece of glasses, but I got diamond. That means my desire to attain material things is like broken piece of glasses. I got you. I have seen you. You are like diamond. I got the diamond. If I have the diamond, I'm not worried about small broken piece of glasses. And at that time, Dhruva got a position which he couldn't even think of. Krishna made a separate planet realm for himself, Dhruvaloka. No, he just wanted a small position of a king. He just wanted a king. He wanted to be a king. He want to be he want to have a position superior to his father. That's it. That's what he want. But when Lord Vishnu appeared, he gave him one whole planet, Dhruvaloka, to rule. I'm giving you the best of the thing. So one may have a doubt, like, when Krishna himself appeared, he could grant liberation. He could have taken Dhruva to spiritual world. Why God gave Dhruva a material planet? So God himself says, I know you, I know the desire of yours. Why did you came to me? You had a material desire, that's why you come to me. I know that. Because of that, you enjoy it. Once you're done with it, you'll come to me. Krishna gives a detour. Anyway, so the point is, the Supreme Lord could grant unlimited happiness, permanent unlimited happiness. If you're running behind material temporary things, we will be in this, we'll never break the cycle of birth and death. Anyway, and 23, Krishna also says, one more important point, if a person worship the demigods, such a person will go to the planets of demigods. There are many planets, mainly heavenly planet, Indraloka, or different planets, Surya Loka and Chandraloka, and likewise many planets are there. So such a person will go to the planets of demigods. Okay, and this person, when he goes to the demigod's planet, it is not permanent. He will be kicked out later also. Okay, we'll go little detail into all this. So one might have a question. What Krishna is saying is people of less intelligent, they do certain kind. They approach the demigods, and they worship and fulfill the desires. We know that in third chapter we looked at. In third chapter, God Krishna himself says he created this system. He created this system. He created the demigods. He created the human beings on this earth planet. And he made a system called yajna, fire sacrifice. When you do fire sacrifice to fulfill the, to please these demigods, and demigods grant us the rain, water, and everything, what are needed for us. This, for cosmic existence to function properly, God himself has created this system. Okay, so in Vedas, in our scriptures, it is there. Yes, there is a mention about worship of demigods. Okay, so for a human being to survive and sustain in this universe, in this world, he has to fulfill these four things. He has four objectives of life. Those are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. One has to live in a dharmic way as per rules and regulations. Artha, one has to earn money in a dharmic way, proper way. Kama, fulfill the desires. If person has a desires to fulfill, he can fulfill the desires in a dharmic way. And one more objective, moksha, right? So for dharma or the kama, if you see this in the left side, dharma or the kama, okay, there is a separate section in the Vedas called Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. So it basically deals with the dharma or the kama, right? How to live a life, how to, what are the ways we can approach the demigods and fulfill the desires, all the various yagnas, yaga, puja, whatever we do, whatever we practice in Hinduism, so-called Hinduism, various Hindus practice, right? All the vidhis, puja vidhis, everything is coming from this Karma Kanda section of Vedas. If someone dies, there is oblations. It's all from Karma Kanda section of Vedas. If a person takes birth, there are so many rituals has to be performed. These are all coming from this section only, Karma Kanda section of Vedas. Okay. So it is given in the Karma Kanda section. If a person has material desires, one can go and fulfill. The point is that should not be the only objective. That is a point. That should not be the only objective for a person. One has to go little higher. Right? So one becomes inquisitive. That if a person becomes inquisitive, done with this material life, becomes inquisitive and starts inquiring, starts learning. So for his learning, there is a Gnana Kanda section of Vedas, which deals with the topic of soul, the topic of Prakriti, the existence, cosmic existence, who are we, who is the ultimate reality, Brahman, what is the ultimate goal of a human life, all those things one can learn from the Karma Kanda section. And there's Upasana Kanda section of Vedas that primarily deals with bhakti, devotion. So Krishna has given like Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. He added yoga for this. He is giving the right means. Okay. So Krishna is not talking against the demigods. We need to understand the important point. Krishna is not talking against the demigods. Krishna is not condemning the demigods. But Krishna is saying the system has set up like that. People, for fulfilling the material desires, they go to the demigods and fulfill the desire. Okay, so we look at all these pointers about demigods. Okay, I thought I had it animated, but anyway, you can see. So I'll go one by one. These demigods are representatives of the Lord. They are Jiva Tattvas. So there's a first point. They are Jiva Tattvas, like ordinary souls like us. The soul within my body and the soul within the body of a demigod, Lord Indra, Lord Chandra, Varuna, Agni, or many demigods, is not different. They are also Jiva Tattva. I am also Jiva Tattva. They are ordinary souls like us. Okay. So demigods are representatives of the Lord. What is their job? They're representatives of the Lord for the cosmic manifestation, cosmic existence. They are different departments, right? So demigods manage the third one. Demigods manage universal affairs. So just like in this government of USA, there is a department of fire, there is a department of water, there is a department of air and air pollution they manage, right? There is a department of studies, education. So like that, there are various departments. Just for a society to function, just for a small country to function, these things are required. When I say function properly, these things are very much required in any country. Anyway, any country we go, we see this. There is a department of fire, a department of air, water, all these departments exist, right? So these are very much required. So same thing, think about this entire cosmic existence. For this entire cosmic existence to function, we need these departments. This department of fire is managed by Lord Agni, Agni Deva, and Vayu Deva, Varuna Deva. So there are 33 million demigods, 33 million demigods, not just one or two, 33 million demigods. They manage various universal affairs. And the next pointer here is demigod is a job or a role. It's a post. So Chris is not here. Chris asked me a question on a WhatsApp that one day I told the story about Lord Indra became pig. he was cursed to become pig and he became pig. And Chris asked this question, how is that? How is that a god can become a pig? Then that time I said, he is not God. We are calling as Lord Indra. He is a lord of material, like Varuna, Vayan, all the things. Like president of USA, right? He's a president, like head, right? That's why he's called Lord of this universal existence, right? So that's why we call him as Lord. So he's not a god, but he's a demigod. He's also like an ordinary soul. Lord Indra is like an ordinary soul, like you and me. It's a job, it's a role. Indra is a role. It's not a person, it's a role. It's a job, it's a role. Like a director of a company. A director could be many people. One person could be a director and company could fire him, right? Or company could promote him, right? So, or other person will come. So director is a job role, and there could be many people who are performing those jobs. Similarly, all the 33 million demigods, they have a job roles. We can also apply to those jobs if we want. So Lord Indra is also a position or a role one can attain. It is given in the scriptures also. If a person want to become Lord Indra, he has to be very pious people. It's not like anybody gets that position. He has to have very pious credits, and he has to, it is said like if a person completes 100 Ashwamedha Yaga, 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, one Ashwamedha Yajna is impossible to do. If a person does 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, I'll talk about later if you want to know more about Yagna. If a person performs 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, such a person is granted 100% granted Indra, position of Indra. And Indra himself from the celestial planet, he tries to stop this guy who's doing this yajna. So anyway, so it's a job, it's a seat, it's a role. Anyone can attain that role, and that role is a temporary. Right? A person can be Indra for a certain time period. There is a start date and end date of the job. If you join the job, it is said like this is a date you will be fired. Nowhere in our jobs we have this date of fire. We have date of hire. There is no date of fire. Nobody tells us. They may kick us out anytime. But in case of these demigods, when they have both date of hire and date of fire, both they know when they'll be kicked out. So they live in a celestial realm for longer time, and once their pious credits are over, punya karma, when their pious credits are over, they'll be sent back to this material world. So only pious souls are given the job, not anybody like ordinary souls who has done papa karma, sinful actions. There is no chance for him to get that role of a demigod. Okay. So I said when pious credits are depleted, this person will be kicked back to earth. So Krishna also spoke about this in previous verses. Demigods fulfill the desires. What is their role? They take care of, they manage the universal affairs, and there are certain pujas, yagas given in our scriptures. If a person performs it, demigods have to sanction it. They fulfill the desires when person does various rituals. And it is their obligation. If a person performs those yajnas, pujas, and demigods are obligated to fulfill the desire. They cannot say no. If they say no, they already know their date of fire, so they'll be fired early. So Lord Vishnu resides as Paramatma, the super soul, in the heart of a demigod. The Lord Vishnu is residing in the heart of us. Lord Vishnu also resides in the heart of demigod also, because he's also normal soul like us. And Lord Vishnu grants, Krishna said in 23, right? It is he who grants. Okay. And he says, do it. Right? So demigods are fulfilling the desires. It is because they are empowered by the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, they cannot function by themselves. And whoever worships a demigod, Lord Indra, Chandra, Varuna, there are many demigods, who worship the demigods, they will attain the planet of a demigod. This person, because he's so much devoted to the Lord, to those demigods, he will go to the demigods and stay there for some time. Along with demigod, everybody will be kicked out. Okay, so that's not the place we want to go. That's what Krishna is driving us to elevate your consciousness, elevate our consciousness. If you are devoted to the Lord Vishnu himself, will go to the realm of Lord Vishnu. Okay, short story time. If you have any questions, you can talk, we'll talk about these demigods. So I'll talk about the story of Lord Krishna, who performed this wonderful pastime called Govardhana Lila, Govardhana pastime. The Lord himself lifted this. Okay, so we all know about Lord Krishna lifted this Govardhan hill. I think some of you already know, but I'm going to go into why this happened. Okay, in 10 minutes, I'll say. So one day, Krishna was a Lord. He was present in this. He was present in the Dwapara Yuga, different time frame. When Krishna appeared, he openly displayed his divinity. He did not hide his divinity. He openly displayed his divinity. In every pastime of Krishna, you will see so many things he did. He openly displayed his divinity. Unlike Rama, Rama was hiding his divinity. He was a normal human being. He's ultimate God himself, but he lived like a normal human being. But in contrast, Krishna, he openly displayed his divinity. Right? So one day, he was just 7 years old. He was just 7 years old around that time. So one day, all the people of Vrindavana, they all assembled. They were really busy, talking to each other and making some plans and arranging various food stuff and many things. There's so much planning is going on. And Krishna was born to Vasudeva, but he was in the house of Nanda Maharaja. So Nanda Maharaja was a king of uh, this place. So Krishna, he was there in the home of Nanda Maharaja. So Krishna goes to Nanda, where there are people around. You can see here all the people like this, surrounded by many people. So Krishna asks this question. So it looks like everybody is busy, my dad. What's happening? Are we celebrating any festival? And Nanda Maharaj says, yes, my dear Krishna. He puts Krishna on his lap and says, yes, my dear Krishna, we're going to celebrate a big festival, a super big festival. Oh, Krishna asks, what is that festival, my dear dad? He says, it's a festival of Lord Indra. So we're gonna do this big fire sacrifice. We're gonna worship Lord Indra. That's why we are making all the arrangements to worship Lord Indra. Then Krishna asks, why is that? Why do you want to worship Lord Indra? It is his duty. Huh? He's doing his job. What is the job? Because Nanda Maharaj says, this Lord Indra is granting us so many things. He's granting us a nice rains. Because of rains, there is so much grains, so much grass, and our cows are nicely fed, and we are getting nice milk and yogurts, and we are able to run this business. For us to survive and sustain, the God who is helping us is Lord Indra. We should worship Lord Indra. Krishna says, yeah, that's true, but he's doing his job. It is Lord Vishnu who is making Lord Indra to function. You must worship Lord Vishnu. Or you must also the same Lord who is present everywhere is also present in the Govardhana hill. You see this mountain, right? So it is Govardhana hill. It is the mountain hill which is giving us all the grass and everything, and our cows are fed and we are able to run this business is because of this mountain. It is because of the Supreme Lord present everywhere. I think we should worship Govardhan instead of Indra. Even though it is a karmakandic ritual, Krishna is condemning the worship of Indra because it is said that that time Indra was really proud, very much proud of his duty, his job, and Krishna also want to teach him a lesson. So that's why Krishna says so. So at that time, all the cowherd men and women, they all arranged, and with a great joy, they went to this Govardhana hill and they started worshipping the Govardhan hill. They worshipped, they did Aarti Puja and everything. They offered all the food stuff. They prepared so many food stuff and they offered all the food stuff to Govardhan. It is said that Krishna, who appeared from the Govardhan, and he ate all the food stuff, ate all the food stuff. And he started saying, Ani or give me more, give me more. All the people, they went and cooked the huge mountains of food and they offered again Lord as Govardhanagiri, he ate everything. So at that time, all the Brajavasis, the people here, they surrendered to Govardhana, says like, we can't, we ran out of groceries. How much you can eat? We ran out of groceries. Yeah? So then Govardhana smiles and says, "Don't worry," and he grants everything. I'll take care of you nicely. So that ended. So while this was going on, so one person goes and complains Indra. Indra was nicely enjoying. He goes and complains Indra, "Hey, what are you doing here? You know, your worship is stopped, and people started worshiping this mountain because of this boy." And Lord Indra was outraged. He runs and calls Samvartaka. It's a cloud. It is said that in scriptures that this Samvartaka cloud will appear like during the time of annihilation. It will shower the torrents of rain and everything will be immersed in water. So Indra calls that cloud, that particular cloud. So and he sends to uh, Gokula to inundate the entire Vrindavan. So that time it started raining. There's a huge rain. Entire Vrindavan almost inundated. Every people are running behind here and there. So at that time, Lord Krishna quickly runs and lift this mountain, huge mountain. It is said, you can see here in Satya Yuga, the mountain size of the mountain Krishna lifted, it is like 64 miles length, 64 miles length, and 40 miles wide, and the height was 16 miles. 16 miles height. Such a huge mountain Krishna lifted. It's not like small mountain. It's a big mountain. And when Krishna lifted, it is said that Lord Sudarshana Chakra was on the top, which was stopping the rain, and also the entire place was uh, coiled by this Adishesha, the snake. So that way it was, even though it appeared like it immersed in water, it was not. Nothing was happening to these people. They were all these people were nicely dancing, singing the glories of Lord Krishna inside the mountain. They are too much. They're totally immersed in looking at Krishna in this beautiful form. Huh? So they ran out of water. Lord Indra ran out of power. They tried to, send some weapons and nothing worked. That time his guru comes and chastises Indra and says like, what's going on with you? What are you doing? So the Lord, that time Lord Indra himself surrenders to the Lord and says, "Hey Krishna, hey Govinda, please forgive me. I made a mistake." So that time Lord Indra, he bathes the Supreme Lord with celestial water. And he brings Surabhi, and with cow's milk also he bathes the Supreme Lord. You can see his nice picture here. So that place is called Govinda Konda. So that time Lord Krishna, Lord Indra names Krishna as Govinda. Your name is Govinda now. And so that time the water which surrounded the Krishna, it formed a lake. It's called Govinda Konda in Vrindavana. So this is a mountain. This is a real mountain. It still exists. I went there a couple of years back. This mountain of Vrindavana still exists. This mountain, Govardhanagiri, still exists in Vrindavana. It is not that 16 miles height. We are in Kali Yuga. So Govardhana also has a curse that it will reduce the size of one mustard every year. So it is reducing. The mountain size is reducing. Uh, Now it is 25 meters height, 5 miles wide, and 30 meters wide and 5 miles length. So people do parikrama around this Govardhana. It's a beautiful place. Okay, so here in this past time, Lord Krishna taught a lesson to this demigod Indra, who was very proud of his position during that time. And also to the Vrajavasis, he educated that there is a supreme being beyond this Lord Indra, that is Lord Vishnu himself, Lord Krishna himself. And Krishna just uplifted the consciousness from the karmakandic rituals to pure love of Godhead. Okay, so that is the reason this pastime happened. Okay. I thought I'll cover this section too, but it's already 7:30. And yeah, from 24 to 30, couple of verses we'll see. Most likely we'll finish this 7th chapter next session, or maybe it will continue one more section. So in this section, so Krishna has completed the section of demigods. Who go to demigod? Why go to demigod? We looked at who are demigods, what is their job, what is their daily duties, and why they exist. We looked at all those things. Now from this verse onwards, Krishna talks about other set of people. Right? So they have a different conception of the Lord. That Lord is impersonal. Lord doesn't have a form. Lord is just a light, or Lord is just a something. So they try to give a different interpretation for the Lord. So we will look at it in next session. I don't want to go into this now. Okay. So I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, thoughts, or sharings, please feel free. Thank you. Hare Krishna.